All right, we're back with another episode, and on this one, we're going to be discussing how to grow your legs. Now, this is going to be one of my most common asked questions, so hopefully, this is going to make sense, and I'm going to break this down in a way that hopefully most of you guys understand. So, the biggest issue that happens when people try to train their legs is they either do too much glutes, too much hamstrings, too much quads, or they have the question of how do I activate this versus that. Now, obviously, when it comes to creating a workout split, you always want to ideally target each muscle group twice per week. This also goes for legs. Now, usually what happens is you have these type 1s and type 2 fibers where your body typically will respond better to one versus the other. Sometimes you want to have, very low reps, heavy weight, stuff like that. People respond really well to that. Now, on the flip side of this, you have the faster twitch where you're doing higher reps, lower weight, kind of like higher intensity still. So I like to kind of mix both together. So usually what happens is whenever I have a leg day, let's say on Monday, for example, I'm going to do a very heavy low bar back squat, followed by maybe a Smith machine or dumbbell Bulgarian split squat. Maybe I'll use like heavier dumbbells. I'll do maybe 8 to 10 reps per leg. Then I'll go into some sort of Romanian deadlift variation, probably with a barbell. And that's also going to be at a higher intensity, probably 8 reps tops. And then you can, of course, go into your secondaries where you're doing something like maybe lying hamstring curls, seated quad extensions, and you obviously finish up with maybe some sort of calf variation. I tend to do maybe standing on a Monday, and then I'll do seated the next time around. Now, for your hypertrophy, what you're going to do is you're going to do maybe do a Smith machine, high bar squat to target more of like a quad bias, or you can still do a low bar, but intensify and increase your reps. So maybe do 10 to 15 reps on the barbell squat. Then you're going to go into maybe a hack squat variation where you have more knee flexion. This is going to increase the amount of quad stimulation that you're getting. Maybe do a 10 to 20 rep range kind of variation. And then you can obviously go into maybe a finisher, which can be probably like a Smith machine Bulgarian split squat, where you can still get away with doing 10 to 15 reps. And then, of course, go into your isolations, maybe do 3 to 4 sets of quad extensions, hamstring curls, calves, anything like that. Now, something really important to note is, of course, you're going to be hitting each muscle group twice per week, but you also want to give about at least 48 hours of rest in between hitting that same muscle twice. The reason being is because that's optimal for recovery, helps your protein synthesis be maximally stimulative, and it just gives you a better performance because your body needs to recover. It's just as important as actually stimulating the muscle and promoting growth. And then obviously you want to couple that with a diet. Now, hopefully all of this makes sense. And if you're new to fitness and if you have any questions, feel free to subscribe, smash the like button, drop a comment. I'll see y'all soon.